Oh my gosh, there's Penny. Yeah, hi everybody. Oh, I like that good morning friends, Dawn. I really do.
Well, because when the people come here and visit us, they say we feel like we're friends and family because they see us every day.
They
so
are.
We love that when you guys do that. That really makes us feel good. So good morning, friends and family.
They're family. I'll say good morning, family. And Peggy's here from Ohio. And Penny's here from Iowa. And Penny is here today, and I'm so excited. Look at this table. Oh my gosh, you are going to be in for a treat. If any of you want to get scrapbooking, but you don't know where to start, or you got a lot to do and not a lot of time, this is the perfect day because Penny's going to show us power layouts. So,
and maybe you have a big event in the fall, and you know, whether it's a big birthday, a big family reunion, a big gathering,
any holiday.
And what she's going to show you is any holiday you could do this for. And how many layouts do you actually get done?
It will vary on the paper pack. On the Enchanted Autumn, half of a collection, I did 32 pages.
32 pages, and she only used half of the Enchanted Autumn. That's pretty amazing.
that is good.
That's
And we're going to be right back, Penny. First,
right.
we are going to bop over here because we have a couple of new things. And you might have to take one of those out of the plastic.
I was wondering about that. Well, we could go like this. Is it too glaring?
Well, I didn't know if we wanted to show.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Let's do this.
We have a new
right
Halloween card kit. It makes 8 cards, and it's a side fold. And we've had side fold kits before, and everybody loves them. But it uses this adorable collection from Echo Park called Halloween Magic.
I love these
And
cards,
Dawn's
Kelly.
got one opened up, so we've got them on a board, but she opened one so you could see how they are a side fold.
So you score it at, what is that, Kelly? 3?
You score at 5.5 and 6 3/4.
5.5 and 6 3/4, and then you adhere these together, and then you have a card that folds on the side. That's the side fold, right? I love this. I think
Very clever name. Then the other thing is, if you get the kit, I didn't even say how much it is, Dawn. I think it's $19.99. It is $19.99.
Well, here, and show a kit because they're really cute. It's got all the paper, and got the twine and the ribbon. Got a bat. It's a cute kit, Kelly.
It's really, well, the paper's so cute. And the thing about it is, you can make them just like this, or you can flip your paper. It's all two-sided, or you can mix and match. If you want to, instead of doing 2 stripes on this one, you could mix it with here and do like an orange dot on one part of your card and the stripe on the other. So
it's up to you. You can make them your own.
yeah, make them your own.
8 cards
And add
for
Nouveau drops.
$19.99.
Dawn decorated all of these for me and added in the Nouveau drops. So that's optional, but they do add a lot to the cards. Or gems.
Yeah, gems that would be fun too.
Gems would be fun. Sequins, googly eyes.
Oh, I didn't know this came in. Oh, fun. Okay. Well, we did. Looks like we got a sissy sorter yesterday, and I missed that part of it. But we got in some dies, some holiday dies. These are not new, but they are good to have, so we wanted to bring them back in for the holidays. And look at these. You're going to be seeing a project coming out with this one right
we also got the domes.
here.
The domes fit right over those, the 1.5-inch domes, and they're not
Yes,
back
where
here.
are they?
But they're over somewhere on a wall hanging.
So you can die cut this, put the dome on top of it, and put a little sparkle in there, little sequins or diamond dust or something, and use that on your card front. And you know what? You might be seeing this in a project coming
the other
up.
thing that I just noticed, it has an ornament there. So it's not just the words or the numbers. You can do just plain ornaments also.
And put them on
And
the
a
front.
hook.
Yeah, really
Or
cute.
an ornament with a number in it.
And we're all about snowflakes here, so anytime we find anything with snowflakes, we usually order it in. So this is a really cool embossing folder, 3D embossing folder with snowflakes. And then this one is a Kathy Breen 3D textured, embossing folder. And they're both, I believe, is that the right price?
I think so.
$7.99, and this one's $9.99.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder too.
Well, we don't know the price.
We're going to go check on this one. But let's see, this one's called Jeweled Snowflakes. And I think because it's got a lot of more little details, so you could put little diamonds, jewels on the ends. I like that one. And then there's this one too. And we're going to check the price on that one.
Chris is stopping in again today.
Have Diane check it.
Okay, and Diane just brought over the domes, so let's look at those. We'll have to make sure these are linked, but there's the little domes that you can add, and they fit perfectly on the ornaments.
You can zoom in and see how they added like little diamond dust or glitter or something in the dome. It's just real cute. Kids love stuff like that. That would be fun, like on a little treat bag or something. Okay, and then it looks like we got in some new dies from Honeybee. And look at this alphabet. I'm going to get a ruler because I know somebody's going to want to know the size.
I'm just going to want that alphabet pretty much.
This. And it is, gosh, 1.5 inches. That's a great size. You don't find them that big. $34.99. It's called B Bold Alphabet, B-E-E, bold. And then it looks like we got the numbers. They're $18.99 for B Bold Numeric. And then we got another font. This one's called Tailgate Alphabet, $21.99. And these are...
That's a nice skinny one.
1 inch. Yeah, those are pretty skinny.
They're nice. Well, they fit on the license plate. If you've got either the tailgate or what's the cab? What's the front end of the truck called? Is it the
cab?
Cab?
That'd be fine.
Whatever.
Truck.
The truck.
I think it's pickup and tailgate. They're called pickup is the front, and then tailgate is the back one. So there you go. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, and then also from Honeybee, we are restocked on the jewels. So we have the Holiday Cheer. This one's $4.99, and you get 300 gems.
These are my favorite, Dawn.
And
I
this
love
is
these
the Autumn After. I know you do.
I really
and these would be good on your Halloween cards. And this one's called Autumn Afternoon. So it's got some of the cranberry, gold, yellow, orange, purple. I like that set. And that one's Autumn Afternoon. Again, it's $4.99, and you get 300. And then Raw Honey. This would be another really good one for fall. It's got all the fall
That's
colors.
One that I actually used in the Enchanted Autumn projects.
Oh,
so
okay.
Raw Honey and the fresh, there's one called Fresh Brewed, and that's a good one too.
Cool. Okay, and then we got in some star dies. Again, we're getting ready for the holidays. This one is Stitched Stars, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dies for $14.99. That is a really good deal, and I hope that they can see they're stretched.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you need a set of Stitched Star dies, you're going to love this one.
Stitched Star dies.
$14.99. That's a really good value, and that's a Dress My Craft brand. And then we've got these. These are called the large, although I think they're really about the same size. I think they're about the same size.
Professional measurement.
This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only has 5 stars. It's $14.99, and I don't know what the difference is.
They do look a little bigger.
I think it's just, well, let's see.
The stitch lines are bigger.
It might, the stitch lines are bigger, but the star is really the same.
That is one illusion.
It is, but $14.99 for both of them, and this one has 5 different size stars. So cool. All right. Anything else you want to show?
I think that's our product.
All right. Well, Penny, I'm coming over. I'm coming over.
And now we're on to Penny, and I'm really excited for today because this is a day for scrapbookers, and some of the techniques you could use on cards or mixed media projects, but we don't often have a power gal like Penny, and Penny's got a power personality too. If you've been in here and visited with Penny,
she's amazing.
She's got a lot of energy.
Okay, so what I did was I decided that I'm behind. And so I wanted to...
Oh, nobody's behind, are they?
Well, and I like to take pages that are done and then have my pictures printed and then put the pictures on it. It's all about the pictures. That's the most important thing. I'm a very simple scrapper, and if I get my pages started, then I can add more embellishments, my glitter, my gems, my accents, but I wanted a place to start. So what I did was that I took the Enchanted Autumn and I looked at each page and I thought, okay, so if I leave this first page as it is with all the cut aparts, then I'm going to cut them apart and I'm going to see. Now I'm going to hold off on cutting this one apart because I may want just a strip and I can always turn it over. That's the neat thing about all of the collections nowadays. They are usually two-sided. So I've cut this into the 3 strips. So we've got a 3-inch, a 3-inch, and a 6-inch, basically. Everything's about the numbers, and I'm a family of number geeks, so it kind of rubs off.
Uh-oh.
Page 2, I decided that I was going to do 3-inch strips. Cut it. I find I use my paper if I cut it.
Penny, this is totally different than how I scrapbook. Because I sit there and I look at the paper and I think, should I cut it? No, I might use that on something else.
No, cut it. You bought it, you like it, you use it.
So this, I'm going to love this. I just know it.
Page 3 are cut aparts. So I cut them apart and I'm going to probably put them down with the beautiful art images that we have seen. But again, you have the back side, and who doesn't love that purple? The next one is a floral print, so I decided to go small cuts with big flowers to give my pages a different look. So I went with 2-inch strips, so you'll have 6 of them. On this very cool page, I love the autumn pumpkins at the bottom, so I decided just to leave my 6-inch strips. Now, once I put it on my layout ideas, I can always cut this in horizontally, vertically. I could also cut this. You'll see in my completed project that I did this as a diagonal and kind of chopped it a little bit just for something different. So I've done 4 ideas, and none of them are the same. There are similarities,
oh my gosh, Penny,
but they're not the same.
This is so cool. Seriously, I would never cut my paper up ahead of time. This is totally different for me. I love it.
Page 6 had this little gate sign opportunity on it, so I wanted to leave that. But again, you could cut it in 6 inches once I get it on my paper and start playing with it. This is the same on both sides, but it's got dark on this edge, so I might want to lean towards having it on the right side of the page. It's dark on the left side, so I could lean towards having it on the left side of the page, and I'm kind of a directional girl as well.
So you like to have the darker shading on the outside of your pages,
Sometimes
or the
I
outside
do.
of your layouts.
Sometimes I do. I really struggled then with the wreath, but I just did it. I cut it into 6-inch squares. And then after I cut it, I'm thinking, I really like that flower just on the corner, and then put my picture up here. I can already envision it.
It looks like just a little embellishment.
Right. And then this, we'll just see how it goes. So there's 6-inch squares. Then I got down to the pumpkin again. And so on this one, it looks like a 4-inch and a 4-inch and then 2 2-inches because I wanted some contrast using those stripes on my pages.
So you cut everything into equal inches, like 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches.
Not necessarily.
Not like a half.
Not
So
necessarily.
You might cut a half?
I like the 4 1/4 for matting purposes.
Okay, sure.
And then that would leave me with 1 3/4, which then could accent a 2-inch strip very easily. Now the next one gives us a lot of fun opportunities, and so I cut them a little bit differently than I did the last time. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're kind of like 2-inch strips.
And this is, I think we said this, Penny, but I'm not sure. I think we did, but this is all from the Enchanted Autumn collection, which is our exclusive 20th anniversary designs that we put together just for Memory Bound. And Penny took half of hers. You're only using half of it right now.
Yep, half of it.
Because you get 2 of every page.
Yep. So on this design, it's really a full page sign. If I wanted to leave it, I could, but I am right now, I'm kind of into cutting paper. So I decided that a nice way to cut it is to maybe put the flowers on the bottom with just an accent, or it's easily flipped and you could put it at the top. It's a different look completely. The sign I wanted to kind of leave as is, so I just left it there. It's kind of a nice little idea. And then this, again, could be the top or could easily be the bottom. So 3 strips, that would make it a 4-inch strip. Then we have 2 pages left. We have a floral. So I did a 6-inch squares, and then I did 3 2-inch strips. And the last one, I have 2 6-inch strips because I really wanted to keep the floral idea as an opportunity without being a square. So what I do now is I pretend I'm at home and I start throwing the paper on my scrapbook layouts. That's fine.
Penny, they love your planning. Everybody's just loving it.
Okay, so I'm thinking traditional scrapbookers, not me, would tend to like to think of 2-page layouts. So I start a couple things with 2-page layout ideas. Now, to make things a little bit more interesting, I always add solids. Solids give us a nice contrast, and so I use 4 complementary solids in this collection. I can't tell you the colors.
You can get a solid pack. We have a pack of solids that go with it. You get 10 sheets, and there's Hillary, Parakeet, Yukon Gold, and then either Grapevine or Pansy or another purple. And
so I chose these 4 colors.
Ginger's the orange.
Ginger's the orange.
Okay.
So I chose these 4 colors and I cut them all into 3-inch strips. And then 3-inch strips could also be cut in half, and then you have 1.5-inch strips.
Very true.
I don't want all my page designs to go the same direction. So on my first 2 things I just threw down, they're going vertically. So maybe the next one I would want to go horizontally. So I would do that. I don't want the same side. So maybe I would pair it with that one. Now already I can see that I've got 2 big strips next to each other, so I don't really like that, but that's okay. You can switch them around. You're not gluing anything down yet. So sometimes I'll just start throwing down paper and I'll see, okay, let's do a strip there, let's do a strip there, let's do some more floral over here. And I really like this purple. So let's do some purple and some flower. Maybe do an inside stripe.
You guys, Penny's working away. Penny, you're getting so many comments. Let's see, a great way to think outside the box is what Kathy said. Lori said she's going to need a much bigger table.
Yeah, you definitely want to use a big table, and I'm very fortunate to have one.
Or some people craft on the floor. I suppose if you could craft on the floor. So Penny's just going around. She's kind of placed her paper out, her background papers all over the tables. Luckily we have lots of tables here at Memory Bound. And then she's just kind of figuring out how she might put 2 things together that are alike to start her layouts.
And that's really all I do, is I just continue doing it, and then I figure out where I want different things, and then I'll kind of switch them back and forth. But I mean, that in a nutshell is what I do. And then eventually it might take me an hour and a half to 2 hours, but then I've got all of these beautiful pages done and ready to go, and to add my pictures to it.
So Penny, do you glue everything down and then add your pictures?
I do.
Okay, so you kind of do your basic simple little layout, and then you add your photos and embellish and maybe trim things down if you want to.
So the 2 pages that we're referring to are these. So this is what I ended up with after I played on the table. So some of the strips, salads.
Oh my gosh, yes. I would love to see this with photos, Penny. Whoops, I'm on the pictures off. So if you're just joining us, we are memory bound right in the middle of Iowa, and we have Penny here today, and she's did some power layouts with the new Enchanted Autumn collection that's exclusive to Memory Bound. And she's showing us how she laid everything out on the table, blank sheets, cut up her paper, which we are all in awe of that. We are all in awe of that. And then laid them out, and these are her results that she came up with.
And what I like about this paper collection especially is that if you get your paper and then you get your pictures and then you want to go either direction, you're not tight. Even though it's secured down to your paper can go into the sleeve any direction.
That's a good point.
So, and you'll see that on this one, I cut my vine smaller than I chose to do it this time.
Okay, so here's the end result. Here's where she started with she laid out the vines. Let me go up a little bit. And then she ended up cutting them down and putting them towards the outside of her paper and then added those squares.
Or I'll leave it that size and then I'll get a different result. Because I don't want the same, it's not a one-page wonder in which you always have the same pattern. The neat thing of it is your creativity and your ideas. So here's one of the cut-aparts that I left as a cut-apart.
Let's see. And that says Fall Greetings. It's glaring just a little bit. Yeah, I think when you add pictures to this, Rosetta wants to know, would you put all fall photos on these pages, or?
You don't have to. The nice thing about this is that unless it says fall or it has the pumpkin, on this particular layout, I could use that for Mother's Day, spring, summer. I mean, just about anything. So I like to have pages done with different possibilities. Now here I decided to cut the triangle, and I used the triangle in another way. In one of my squares, I punched out 1-inch squares just to give the page a little bit more. They may or may not be seen with the picture put right on top of it or over it. Sometimes I would put a picture so that it overlaps the triangles, or I might put it here and come out to some of the floral. So it's a place to start, and then you can slap down your pictures really quick and then you're done.
Beth says that this is brilliant. She wouldn't have thought of laying it out, and Judy is going to start cutting her paper.
Cut it.
You're going to make believers.
Cut it.
Donna says she's going to start cutting hers too.
I use paper when I cut it. So there is the diagonal cut.
That could even be a pocket, Penny.
It could.
That would be a neat pocket.
Yes, it would be an excellent pocket. Some cut aparts.
People are really loving this, Penny. It's really different from a lot of our other videos. And many people like me have lots of photos
that need to be in books.
So what you're saying is get a collection pack.
Get a collection
cut it.
pack.
And that's, for me to cut, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can, but I think I can now that I've seen you.
So here's a school collection. I don't even know what year of school collection it was, but I had it in my stash. So get it out, cut it up. So I cut it. My kids have been born in scrapbooks, and they've gone on family vacations in scrapbooks, but they haven't gone to school yet.
They never went to school? Oh
no.
My gosh, I think that's illegal, Penny.
I'm behind, so this is really going to help me bring out, as Katie would say, highlights, highlights, highlights. And I can do it for either my son or daughter, and they don't have to go together. A lot of these are kind of like individual pages. They can go anywhere. They're non-gender.
Oh yeah, these are good. And you can just imagine filling them up with pictures and some of the memorabilia from school. And these are great, Penny.
So that was kind of a school idea.
So you're giving lots of layout ideas.
And then here, instead of filling each square with solid, paper, I tried doing something different, and I used just 2 corners, and then I did some diagonal stripes. I also did a wedding. We just finished a wedding last weekend, so
Penny's son just got married last weekend.
yay.
Exciting.
This could be a layout or, depending on your pictures. So it could go either way. And I just liked this. Sometimes a couple of friends of mine do pages and albums for other people. And this would be a great idea to lay out your pages and then give it as a gift. They can stick their own pictures on it.
We just had an idea for a baby book.
Oh, yeah.
Wedding album, like you said. Someone said if you want to get a lot done over a weekend, this would be a great way to do it.
Yep, absolutely.
And everybody wants to see some with photos in them, Penny. You might have to bring you might have to bring one of your albums back. They're even saying, please make sure we get to see it with some photos sometime.
Okay, all right.
I think sometimes we get hung up in the, like doing like one page at a time. And sometimes this is a great way to get your scrapbooking done.
So I also have a dog. He's now 7. And my husband goes, those are all dog? And I said, yep. He's 7 years old, and I haven't scrapped him at all.
What's his name?
Elliot.
Elliot. Oh, I love it. And what kind of dog, Penny?
He's a Moodle. He's a mutt mixed with a poodle.
Oh, a Moodle. One of those fancy breeds.
Oh, yeah. Yep, all of 5 pounds.
And then it also depends on your background cardstock that you use.
And I use black on this one, I use cream on this one, and the wedding one I used white. And I loved this idea. It just came to me when I was doing it. I had a 4x6 cut apart, put half of it on one page, half of it on the other. So you have a really nice cutting machine at home. You all picked it out. You all use it. Now just use it more.
Just use it more. Just do some more.
Yeah. Then it turned it into a doghouse, a triangle.
I think Elena summed it up for me that sometimes we overthink our pages.
Yep. Stick it down, get your pictures on it, and then you can go back and enjoy the pictures. That's what it's all about. Although I do really enjoy doing this.
And Chris said she had a Moodle in high school.
Oh.
She's coming in today, so maybe she'll tell us about it.
Oh, awesome. So, maybe when I get off work, I can finish the layout, and then you can see pictures.
Yeah, bring a layout the next time you come in, or when you get it done, Penny. No pressure.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. She doesn't have to go home tonight and do
Do
all
my
of
homework.
this and print photos. You know what, though, Penny? Sometimes I think printing the photos is the hardest part.
Oh, I definitely agree.
So that's one thing that we all need to do a better job of. I don't know. I know 2 people personally that print all their photos like weekly. And Bonnie and Diane are both big, huge photo printers.
Well, they're probably more caught up than I am. And that's part of my reason. I'm not caught up. I don't print my pictures. So, go Bonnie and Diane.
I know. And print
your
your
inspiration.
photos. Now we all know how to get them scrapbooked really quickly.
Touch paper.
Penny, thank you so much. This has been amazing. And I had no idea this is what you're doing today. So I'm amazed. I knew it'd be good, but it's like, gosh, I never thought of that. And I'm not alone. Lots of comments from people that also didn't think about it.
Awesome.
So thank you everybody for joining us here at Memory Bound, right in the middle of Iowa. If you love these fall pages that Penny has started and the ones she showed us, then you can pick up the Enchanted Autumn collection that's exclusive to Memory Bound. We're really proud of it. It celebrates our 20th anniversary, which is October 1st. And we have just a handful left of the ones that come with a die, but then we do have many of the just paper bundles available, and those are online under shopping, and it's the very first tab that says Enchanted Autumn. So thanks, Penny. You're getting lots of hearts.
Yay.
Everybody have a good day. We're open until 7 tonight, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning with Diane. See you tomorrow.